to 1100 WSGI. This is Lee Marie on the go, and today is Wednesday, January 4th. Happy New Year to some of you that we haven't seen for a while. I am so excited today because I do have a first-time guest coming in, and what an amazing topic, because I know so many people lately that have been saying, okay, I'm taking my kids out, I'm going to now homeschool. And so this is just so timely. I'm so glad that Vicki Carroll could join us today. And go ahead and tell us where you're from, Vicki.
I am from the CHET program, the Center for Homeschool Enrichment Tutorial.
Okay. All right, I'm going to put this microphone close to you. Excellent. All right. And so CHET is what it's referred to.
Right.
And so how did you get involved with that? Or when did it start? And what's the history on that?
So back in 2002, my husband and I had our pastor and his wife over for dinner, and he proposed something to me of trying to come up with some
Located at 1000 Main Street in the heart of downtown historic Springfield lies the Southside Drug Company, which has delivered hometown-friendly service since 1919. They offer medication therapy management, compression stocking fittings, nebulizers, monthly care packs in which you can get your medications rolled into strips.
Just my friends and the families in the church, and just see what kind of needs were out there. Would you even want to come and take classes? And that's really where CHET began.
Wow.
And, I just got a group of like-minded couples from our church that came together and made our CHET board. And, we formulated what CHET was and had a good, strong foundation of what we thought would be Christ-honoring and stay within, what we believed, and that all our classes would be offered through a Christian worldview.
Nice. Now, you said 2002?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we're going on our 20th year this fall.
Oh, wow. And it's just, I'm sure, just grown each time, huh?
It really has. It really has. The Lord has blessed the program, and, keeping Him first in it just makes all the difference.
Amen. So now, where are these classes offered?
Sure. So we are located at Madison Church of Christ out in Madison, Tennessee, right on the corner of Old Hickory Boulevard and Gallatin Road.
Okay. All right. I know a lot of people know where that is, because that's actually U-Turn Laverne's church, and that's who I'm subbing for right now. So,
okay.
But now you used to hold them more locally in Robertson County, right?
We started in Joelton, actually, at Calvary Bible Church.
Okay.
And outgrew that location within 2 years. So, and we have just moved to a couple different churches closer to Madison Church of Christ, but our program reaches all the surrounding counties.
Okay. All right. So there's probably plenty of kids that are driving down from.
There are.
Now, what ages do y'all have down there?
We offer classes from preschool all the way up to 12th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So what days of the week are certain classes, like certain grades come on certain days, or how does that work?
Right. So we are a 2-day-a-week program.
Okay.
So on Tuesdays, we offer classes from 5th grade to 12th grade.
Okay.
And then on Thursday, any grade can come from preschool all the way up to 12th grade.
Oh.
So a lot of the kids that come on the second day of being Tuesday, it's Tuesday, Thursday. If they come on Thursday, then that's usually a, 1-day class that's just on Thursday, or it may be a 2-day class such as a chemistry or biology that they would have 1 day of lecture, 1 day of lab.
Oh, okay. All right. And then I know that some people already are listening and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm interested. So let's go ahead and give the website right away, because I know they're going to be wanting to look up and see what classes you offer and all that kind of thing. So how do they find you?
Go to www.chettn.org.
All right. Say it one more time.
www.chettn.org. www.chettn.org.
All right, great. And they can find out how to enroll and what classes are offered. So where are we right now? We're still on Christmas break, or are they?
No, we actually just started back yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Okay.
And we go until May,
Okay.
and then graduation is on the 20th.
Oh, okay. So May 20th.
May 20th.
Okay. So the school year starts what, in August?
We start usually the last Tuesday in August
Okay.
and go through about the second, third week in May.
Okay. All right. And then what happens between May and August?
Summer break.
Summer break. Okay.
Yeah,
So you're not
summer
open
break.
at all during that
So
time?
we do not offer any classes during the summertime.
Okay. All right. And then what if, somebody is listening right now and they're like, oh, but I want to get in now. Are they able to kind of?
So we do have some students start in January. I do limit that because most of our classes are full.
Oh, okay.
They are filled to the brim.
Wow.
And so if I do allow somebody in, it is because there is a little bit of extra space that I can fudge. And
Okay.
usually they will just be able to come and get maybe one class or two classes, but definitely not a whole schedule in January.
Okay. Now, kids that do have a whole schedule, how many classes would that be?
So if someone came and started at the beginning of the day and left at the end, they could get in anywhere from 6 to 7 classes a day.
Really? Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah.
You must offer a pretty big variety.
We do offer a lot. Go to our website, look under class schedule.
Okay.
You can see if you have a 5th grader, go to the 5th grade and it'll open up and it'll show you a whole day and it'll say a Tuesday class or a Thursday class. For the younger ones, obviously 4th grade down, you're going to just see Thursday classes.
Okay.
But there is a choice of about 7 different time slots in the day.
Okay.
And then there may be 2 or possibly 3 classes offered per time slot.
Oh,
So there's a lot to choose from. It's a very eclectic program.
Okay. Now, what about if there's some brand new homeschool parents out there that are thinking about it, but they're like, oh, how does it work with the paperwork and all that? What part does your school do and not do as far as, putting the reports in or?
Right. So we are an enrichment program, a tutorial program, which basically means we want to come alongside that parent and enrich what they're doing, not take the place of them. Tutorials are more for, really when those classes are too hard for the parents to teach or they just don't want to teach that class, they can come and do that. So when we do the paperwork, it's basically they're going to sign up and register with us. We're going to give them a grade. We give report cards 2 times a year.
Okay.
We will do that for them. But ultimately, that parent is still in charge of everything. So they have to take whatever grade we give them and report it to their umbrella school or the state, whoever they're signed up with.
All right. Now, how do they find the umbrella schools?
If you go on Middle Tennessee Home Educating Association website,
Okay. Can you say that again?
mthea.com
Okay.
website, and it's for Middle Tennessee home educators.
Okay.
They are a wealth of information.
Oh.
And so you can find a whole list of umbrella schools with them.
Okay. All right. So that's what they need to do is they need to go under one of those.
Right, right. So like there's Aaron Academy, there's Home Life, there's Gateway. You need to just research and find what fits your family, your beliefs. Some are very Christian minded and some are very secular minded.
Okay.
So you just, like I said, you pick and choose what fits your family.
Okay. And then I know that there's also some other resources out there. I know that there's some homeschool groups. Matter of fact, I think that's how I found you because I'm on the Robertson County Homeschool Facebook group because I actually had Gracie Knight come on. She was our first homeschool mom, I think, that we had on because I kept trying to get someone to come in and nobody wanted to, they were all shy about it. And so finally Gracie said, well, I don't really want to come on, but if I can't get you anyone else, I will. And I'm like, what? That is awesome. Now, there you go. There's a servant, right? So she came on, and it just so happens that same day, I wanted to have somebody, a teacher, come from Springfield Guitar. And so I had scheduled Franny Bryson. And then when you know,
Yes.
I had them I had actually Franny stay for the second half, because when I found out Franny was also involved with homeschooling and had been homeschooled,
Yeah.
I said, well, hey, you need to stay for this interview, because you're, you know, example of what, you know. So.
Yes, I love Franny.
Oh, okay.
Franny actually taught for me too.
Oh my goodness.
So she's an amazing teacher, and just shows you what a homeschool student, you know, coming up through our program. She graduated with Chet actually, and then came back and taught with us.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Now, what did she teach over there?
She actually just quit with me because she got a amazing opportunity for a full-time position with insurance.
Ah, okay.
And so
Okay.
I hope the best for her. She's
Now,
going
was
to do
she
great.
Was she teaching regular subjects or a lot of music? Or
No, she taught all music
Okay,
for me. So
okay.
she taught private lessons.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, because I know she does that at Springfield Guitar.
Right, right.
So, wow, what a small world.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. So when I had Gracie on, that's when I found out about the homeschool group on Facebook. And my father-in-law had done some homeschool back where in his last state that he lived in. And he had been wanting to get involved because he's retired. And he loves science, and he loves teaching it from a Christian, you know, view, and to show this is why you know there's a God. And so he's just a science brainiac and has amazing experiments that I am learning a lot from, because he does homeschool one day a month at his house with about 20 kids. I think they usually cap it off at about 20.
yeah.
But he does like 5 or 6 or 7 experiments, and that's why I learned so much. You know, like the one day he showed them how to prop up a zero turn with just a wedge, and I'm like, we had a flat tire last week. I didn't know that we could do that. You know,
Right.
all these projects, you know, that he does in
Very
his front yard.
hands-on.
Yes, very hands-on. So, and then of course they had a science fair at the Stokes Brown Public Library not too long ago, maybe just a few weeks ago, and he came there with one of his things as well. And so I got to meet a lot more homeschool people, and so and just wonderful families. You know, they're so involved with their kids, and so anyways. All that to say that, yes, I heard about the homeschool group, and I went on, and then that's when I saw a notice, you know, from your school, and that's how I just reached out and said, hey, can you come on and tell people, because I keep seeing on Facebook, you know, more posts of people that saying, okay, I have a 3rd grader, I just took her out of school, tell me where to go, what curriculum, what this and what that. And so I want, you know, the homeschool parents to know about all the resources, you know, that are out there. Well, it is already 8:17, so I do need to do a sponsor break right now. So let me run that here.
In the heart of Springfield Square, former location of Birdette's Tea Shop, lies Curated Collections, a unique furnishing boutique which not only carries absolutely beautiful accent pieces, but also houses one of our area's top designers, Carroll Carter. Come meet Carroll and find out how she can customize your home. Frame a view, soften a room, add depth, dimension, and interest. With a large line of upholstery fabrics, she can restyle and recover any piece of furniture. She does custom draperies, pre-made panels, Roman shades, and more. Store hours are Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Curated Collections is located at 618 South Main Street, Springfield, Tennessee. For more information, call 615-681-0029. Be sure to tell them Lee Marie sent you.
WSGI.
Okay. That was Curated Collections, which is right next to where that beautiful mural is on the wall in downtown Springfield. Have you seen the mural yet?
I haven't.
Oh, you really should, because it's beautiful. It's like the whole side of a building. And I don't know if you ever remember Birdette's Tea Shop. Okay.
do.
I loved to go
Yes.
there. And we need another one, Robertson County. So who's going to open one? Yeah, they closed.
Yeah.
And in that Birdette's Tea Shop now is a store called Curated Collections. And actually, she's a home designer as well, in interior and exterior. So they're one of our sponsors now. So I love going in there, but I still have memories of having tea and lovely food. So I really wish somebody else in Robertson County would open one up, because you would do well, because people are still looking for Birdette's. They still go in there and they ask, where did it move to? Oh, it's not around.
Yeah, we enjoyed time at tea too.
Okay, so we've talked about some of the resources. So what else are we missing here? What else do we want to cover?
Sure. Chet is a great program to where it can offer a lot of different things to a lot of different families.
Okay.
And that's really what, as I said, it was an elective program, meaning that, we offer the arts, we offer drama, we offer music and the academics and a lot of hands-on classes, and it really gives the families opportunities to pick and choose what they want to take. And there's a lot of programs out there, and it's a lot of them you need to take the whole day. So you sign up for their program, you take the whole day. Everybody does the cookie cutter same day look. I wanted something different when I set up Chet. And so if a parent is struggling with trying to get math in, they can send their child just for math. If their child needs to be around lots of kids and lots of people, they can put them in for an all-day schedule and just schedule them class after class. So they can come and take one class, they can come and take all-day schedule. It's really up to the parent and what the needs of the child is.
Okay. So when they do take all-day classes, it starts at 8? Or
about 8:30.
8:30, the first
and
class.
goes to about 3:34.
Okay.
I have a little bit different schedule for my older kids than my younger kids, so that they're not changing classes at the same time.
Okay. All right. And then how do you determine, like, I'm sure you have some staples that you always teach, but I know that there's probably quite a bit of flexibility in some of the different topics.
What's fun is to have somebody come to me and say, my child is interested in this. Have you ever thought of teaching this? And I think that's what is so enjoyable about, directing Chet is the fact that I can come up with a class that nobody else has had before and, offer it to these families, and just these kids excel because maybe it's a very hands-on class that is not normally offered. And that's what we really want, the kids to be able to do, is to see what they're doing and experience, like you were talking about with your dad, and, to really that hands-on.
Great. So then you take input from parents or prospective parents that say, hey, do you ever want to, do you keep the list sometimes if people say, hey, let me know if you ever start teaching X?
Right.
Okay.
I do. And, I have parents that come to me that say, I have this knowledge or skill or degree in, and I would love to offer this class if you need it, And so sometimes it fits in and sometimes it doesn't, but I have a lot of resources through our own Chet families that come.
Nice. So everything you do is right there. You don't do any off-campus activities?
Right. We stay at Madison Church of Christ doing all of our programs because kids come to us. The students come to us to be able to, do any of the classes that we offer. That way the teachers can come. They can be right there. They won't have to travel.
Okay. All right. So everybody knows, and it's just secure and nothing to worry about there. So what are some of the classes that are more popular, or just they fill up right away? So you have to
Our art classes are always full.
Now what kind of art? Because that's a big subject.
It is. Well, we offer classes for our young kids from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade. And then we have an art cafe, which is basically, I'll use that word again, eclectic. So she just pulls different art techniques and all this stuff, and the kids can come in and choose what they want to work on that day.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes she brings tea to class or for the kids, or so she makes it fun. And then
is that one art teacher that does all of that?
There is I have 2 art teachers. Miss Beth does the art cafe, and then I have Miss Sonia, who does all of our other art classes.
So can you tell me some of the projects that they've done, or what, is it painting?
A lot of oil painting, pencil, charcoal, pen and ink, all those types of things. And then the littler kids, they've done paper mache, they've done little pottery, so it's very tactile as well as just hands-on drawing and creative work.
Oh, nice.
She's made puppets with them. So then at the end of the, at the school year, she will do a big puppet play with them. So even though it's art, she's included all this other stuff.
Nice.
The kids have done murals on our walls at Chet in the art classroom. They've made props for drama. Sonia teaches our culinary arts class. Oh. So we have a pastries class and a cooking class. We have home ec classes. So once again, very hands-on type classes.
Okay, very cool. All right, and so you got art is always in demand.
Sure.
That fills up right away. The cooking class fills up right away.
Right. Those are all full.
What else is really popular?
Right. We have an archery program.
Nice.
And so we started that several years ago. We got a grant from the National Wildlife Federation.
Nice.
And so we were able to start the program, getting all our bows and arrows and targets and everything. And then it has grown. And at one point, we had the top state female archer in our program.
Oh, my goodness.
Which was really fun.
Wow.
And so you have your ebbs and flows of challenges. And so we do have a new teacher this year. He's great with the kids, a young guy that has done archery himself for years. But he is bringing that newness and fun back into, the archery program again. So, sometimes you, like I said, ebbs and flows, and you have a large program, and then you go little, and then it grows again. So over the years.
Okay.
So archery is big. Any of the sciences, my science class is always filled up from kindergarten all the way up to my 12th grade classes of chemistry and, biology too is a big hit, being once again hands-on, a lot of hands-on stuff.
And then as far as instructors go, for instance, right now, are there any particular areas where you're looking for more instructors or certain classes that, hey, we always wanted to teach this, but we still can't find somebody? Are there any categories like that you'd want to share with the audience? Or
Sure. We right now, I know that so I have an assistant director that actually is going to take over my position next year as I retire.
Oh, my goodness.
So big fun changes. Oh. But Hannah Herndon is working on our schedule, and she is great to come up with new classes, but I think right now she has a lot of the classes filled. There are a few classes she would love to be able to bring back that I've had in the past.
Okay.
We used to do a class called Boys Adventures, and it was a very hands-on, getting young boys into the wilderness and just doing manly boy stuff, but through scripture. And what does the Bible say about a young man and how he can grow and be mature young adult. So I don't have a teacher for that, and I know she would love to bring something like that back. We're always looking for subs for English and sciences, and so come to us if you have a skill or a knowledge base that you would like to share with us, and we could probably plug you in or at least get you on the sub list.
Awesome. So that's like if one of your normal teachers is sick or something like that, they give them a call. Okay.
Right.
All right. Excellent. Good information. All right. Well, let's do our other break here. You've been listening to 1100 WSGI. We have Vicki Carroll here from Chet. And if you don't know what that is, you have got to look into it, especially if you have some friends or family members that are just starting out to homeschool, because they have a great resource right here in Madison. So not too far. All right, let's hear from Southside.
Located at 1000 Main Street in the heart of downtown historic Springfield lies the Southside Drug Company, which has delivered hometown-friendly service since 1919. They offer medication therapy management, compression stocking fittings, nebulizers, monthly care packs in which you can get your medications rolled into strips of perforated packs, and free delivery within city limits. And my favorite, a healthy cafe for breakfast and lunch on weekdays. Store hours are Monday through Friday, Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more information, visit SouthsideDrugCo.com. Be sure to tell them Lee Marie sent you. Hi, this is Lee Marie with The Go Show.
And we are
Join
back
me
in studio
and my
with
beautiful
Vicki
co-host,
Carroll,
Miss
and
Pat
this is
Sandler
Lee
and
Marie
Miss Terry
on The
Schrum
Go Show.
every
And
Wednesday
here
at
every
8
single
a.m. We cover
Wednesday,
upcoming
and,
events
on The
as
Go
well
Show,
as
we
current
try to
topics
bring
of
some
interest. See you
information
Wednesday
and
at 8
inspiration, as
a.m.
well as some local calendar items. So I do have some calendar items for you. Of course, today is Wednesday, which means a lot of your churches out there have their midweek today. And I know many of you want to make goals for the new year to be more involved with your community and also to just grow closer to the Lord. So if you are not regularly going to a midweek, there's a lot of opportunities out there. I know for one thing, Grace Baptist is starting their university classes is what they call it. And that's tonight, actually. So every Wednesday at 5 o'clock, they do a meal in the fellowship hall, which I know there's tickets that you can buy ahead of time. I think it's $5 at the door. They also have a prayer meeting at 5:45. Then, of course, at 6 o'clock, they do a worship service. And then starting next Wednesday, the Grief Share program will start in room 107, but that won't start tonight. That will be next Wednesday. Anyways, at 6:45 tonight, of course, they have the choir, which is led by Brother Dale Pratt. And then they have 3 classes to pick from. There is Exploring Ephesians, there is Timothy, and then Explora the Torah, which is by Dr. Steve Freeman. So there's all those are starting tonight. And so those classes start tonight. They go through February 22nd. So again, if you don't have a midweek that you're going to, check it out because there's a lot. And even, I know this is a long night, but over at, for instance, Lights Chapel, they do a shorter Wednesday night service. So there's a lot of things. Just look up on Facebook. I think Facebook is a pretty good resource for finding that kind of thing. Also, let's see, coming up on this weekend, because this weekend is the first weekend of January. So that means a lot of things, actually. For one thing, tune in Friday because we're going to have the Wild Doc on The Go Show. And, he is a Christian chiropractor in Clarksville that has so much good information. You just do not want to miss the Wild Doc. So that is this Friday at 8 a.m. And then Saturday, our local GOP meets at Purpose Life Church, 805 Memorial Boulevard in Springfield. And they start with the Patriot Potluck at 8:30. And then at 9 o'clock, they actually have Springfield Mayor Ann Schneider will be speaking this coming Saturday morning. So you can come in hear from the mayor and probably ask some questions as well. So again, that's free admission. It is a potluck breakfast and everyone is welcome. So they meet in the back of the church at the dining room area, and then sometimes they will move out into the fellowship hall for the regular meeting. So you just have to kind of keep an eye on that. And then, so that is this Saturday morning. For more information, you can go to RobertsonCountyRepublicans.com, and all the information is there. This coming Sunday, of course, you're going to be in your churches. There's so many amazing services in Robertson County. Every time I go to a new church, I'm like, I want to go to that one. Like, there's so many. We're just blessed here in Robertson County. So, but there's a lot of great churches. Make sure you get your whole family into church, make that a goal if they aren't all going, because, the word does not come back void. Mm-hmm. Just got to get it out there in our ears and in our hearts. And the more scripture we hear, the better, because we can just pull from that when we're feeling stressed. You be anxious for nothing and all things prayer, whatever it is, right? The more scripture,
right, exactly,
you can put in your arsenal. And then let's see, Monday. Oh, this coming Monday is the first Monday of the month, which means the Robertson County chapter of the Tennessee Firearms Association is going to meet, and that's over at 2730 Highway 41. You know where the American Legion is in Greenbrier. That is where the Tennessee Firearms Association Club meets. Again, free potluck starts at 6 p.m., and then the program starts at 6:30 p.m. I know there's a football game on, and we're going to do our best to have it also playing so that we don't lose some of our football folks. But for those of you that don't care about football, definitely come, bring your friends, because we always have a great time, and that club has been growing. Let me tell you, we've almost burst out of the American Legion. So, but we're still fitting. There's about 50 people, and it's just been great. Because a lot of people have been getting together and doing field trips to kind of, encourage each other to be practicing their shooting or different, survival or self-defense. And of course, we always hear about the latest laws, that affect us. And so it's just a great thing. It's all ages. We usually have a speaker, and those speakers have been everywhere from, different hunting rules to, what you need to know if you're just going to get your enhanced carry permit license. We just have a lot of different self-defense speakers. And so, again, that's a state organization. The Tennessee Firearms Association is a state organization, but many counties in the state have their own chapter, which Robertson County has a very good chapter. And we have some people actually that are coming in from other counties too, because we have a lot of fun there. So anyways, that is this Monday at the American Legion. Thank you, American Legion, for always being supportive of us. And there are a lot more things coming, but I don't want to, I want to spend more time with my guests. So I'm just going to give you one more to put on your calendar. Marriage ministry. Here is one. Bethlehem Baptist is going to be having a marriage retreat February 17th through the 19th. So you can go to their website at bbclife.online. So that's Bethlehem Baptist right here on the border of Springfield and White House. They are doing a marriage retreat from February 17th to the 19th. And again, guys, please get me your information, especially for the churches. We are a Christian radio station here, and we would love to be able to tell people about a lot of these things. And I'm sad sometimes because I will go to things and I'll say, well, hey, I didn't even know about this until yesterday, right. And so I know Facebook has a lot of bad stuff about it, and the internet in general. I'm not a huge fan, but there's certain things, the enemy created for bad that God will use for good. And I really believe that if the churches could post more of their events on Facebook, it would really help out.
Right. We're in a very social.
We are.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like for this show, one of my assignments was to give calendar items, and I love going to the event tab, and seeing what comes up. And sometimes these churches have wonderful things, and there's nothing on their Facebook page, nothing on their web page. And they're missing out because really they could be reaching out to a lot more people if they were to just have somebody, even a volunteer at their church, just say, hey, we need some help, getting more visible on social media because, the enemy's all over social media.
Exactly.
We
want to put good stuff on there.
Yes,
yeah.
We need to counter it, and we can. The more scripture we put out there, I was telling a story yesterday. I had been posting a lot of scripture, and just randomly, I had a lady that I knew messaged me and said, "You go to church, don't you?" And I said, "Well, yeah." She goes, "Well, when do you go?" And I said, "Well, Sundays at 11 o'clock. Can I pick you up?" She said, "Yes." And that's all it took. And later on, I found out that she was going to commit suicide. And this was the last straw that she reached out. So you don't know. You get that scripture out. And like Terry Wilson was saying right before this class, I'm so used to going to school. He was saying, God uses people, and you have to be open to not only, how he is going to use other people, but how he wants to use you. He has assignments for all of you. And we all need to be more aware of the people that God is putting in our lives. And, anytime you can put scripture out there, do it.
Right. Definitely.
Right? All right. Yeah. So those are just a few things that are going on in Robertson County. But Vicki Carroll is my guest, and her program did start over the dinner table, right? With your pastor was there.
It did. Yes. And in talking with that, it was, how can we glorify Christ in the midst of being able to teach our young ones so that they know more about him?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was on my microphone cord. No, so that is great. And so I'm sure that God had his hand on your whole program because that's what you started out to do.
Exactly. And it's so fun to think back of all the success stories and how God has just been there in the midst of growing our program and getting us over the hump of trials and, just thinking, I know you had asked me a while back about any success stories that come from Chet. Mm-hmm. And I think back of years ago, we had this little girl that was actually a selective mute. And so she came to Chet. Her mom said she won't talk to anybody. She won't talk to the teachers. She will not talk to the students, but I want her in a classroom setting. Could we at least, put her in there just knowing that she's not going to participate and do? And we're like, yeah, we'll get her in there. So my teachers knew about this. That student grew to being one of our lead people in our drama program, singing and performing, went off to college, came back and taught drama for me for a couple of years.
I have goosebumps over my entire body.
And so God just blossomed her in the midst of, where her fears were, and the security of being at Chet, that she was going to be loved and not, So it was just fun to see that story.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and I see that. Like, I had a student yesterday that wanted to come to Chet. So her and her mom came and talked to me a good half an hour on what is homeschooling, because she's coming from a public school situation. She's coming from a bad public school situation where there's drugs and there's violence, and the parents are fearful for her life. And she said, I've had an opportunity to meet some of your students, and they're all so welcoming. And, I walk the halls and I just feel a warmth and a presence of the Lord that, I feel safe here. And I've met teachers that, and I see how they go over backwards for their students, helping them. And it's not just, answering their question, but if you need extra time to understand this, I'll do this on my own time. And, so it's been a blessing to see, that through the years.
Oh, I love that. And that's probably the biggest, benefit right there, know, to see the difference, between, and I know Robertson County, we don't, our schools are, better than some areas, but still they're,
And I'm not saying that homeschooling is for everybody. And there are always good in the midst of bad.
Right.
So even all public schools have really good people and really good pockets of good.
Right.
But when you do choose homeschooling, you have that opportunity to cater to the interest of your child. You have that opportunity to help them excel in an area that maybe God has gifted them with, that in a public school you may not have that extra time, because there are so many things during the day that are maybe busyness instead of really focused learning.
Oh, that's an excellent point. Because, there's going to always be exceptions to the rule, good people in bad situations, bad people in good situations and everything. But overall, I could see that there's some real good benefits to being able to have that. Now, your classes are smaller, too. How many?
Right. I try to keep anywhere from 10 to 12 students in a class.
Okay.
Some classes end up being, 6 kids. Some classes have been up to 16 and 18 kids, but I really try to keep it around that 10, 12 range.
All right. And do you want to talk about how the tuition system or registration system works?
Sure. So in the spring, what we do is we allow our families that are already in the program to register first.
Okay.
And then in the beginning of May, new families can get on, pre-register, everything's online for our registration process.
Okay.
You will pre-register online, all your registration fees taken care of, and then you're set to register for what classes you want to select.
Okay.
But that all happens in the beginning of May.
Okay, so there's one set, just like general registration fee, and then there's like a per class?
There is.
Okay.
There is. So if you go to our website and look at the class schedule, next to the class name, there will be the tuition amount.
Okay.
There will be, if there's any type of extra fee for that class, such as if there's lab fees, supply fees for extra, materials needed for that class. And then if you click on the class name on our website, you can get the whole description of what the class is all about. If you click on the teacher's name, you'll get their whole bio and a picture of who they are,
Okay.
who's going to be teaching your children.
Okay. And then the tuition, is that just based on how many hours? Like, so if something is a 2-day-a-week class or?
Right. And we have a price that is for our elementary kids and our price for our high school tutorials that are different and,
Okay.
require more of the.
So how are the tutorial classes different?
Tutorial classes are set up usually on a 2-day basis.
Okay.
And everything that student needs to complete the credit for that high school class will be given to them in the class. So at the end of the semester, they're going to be given a grade, and that parent can then take that grade and submit it to their umbrella school.
Okay.
So it's not something that the parent at home has to grade or test or do any of that. The teacher at Chet will take care of all of that for them.
Okay. All right. So the tutorial time though, is that is it like a class?
It is like a class.
Okay.
Yes. So most of our classes are set up for about a 50 to 55 minute time frame. They are set up so that if they're a 2-day class, they will come on a Tuesday and then they'll come on a Thursday.
Okay.
But still at about a 50-minute time frame.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So what else? Anything else that you want to tell? We have about 12 minutes left.
Sure.
And so what else do you got?
You got me thinking about some of the events. One of the things that Chet is able to offer is special events for our kids that are there.
Okay.
So at Christmas time, we were just able to have a special event where it was an open house where all parents and grandparents could come in. But during that time, we had a student market. So the students were able to be little entrepreneurs and set up their little store with their item that they had made. Gives them that opportunity to, sell their wares. But we have science fair, we have a geography fair. Coming up at the end of the month, we have a winter formal that is for our students. So all of these, and we have a graduation at the end of the year for our kindergarten kids and our seniors. This year, I think we have about 20 seniors. If all of them graduate with us, we'll be walking in the ceremony.
Very cool. Now, do you ever have like an open house where people can come and check out things?
We do private tours.
Okay, private tours.
So if you call and set up something, we can give you a private tour of the facility. We are not set up really to do a big open house at this time. We just find that our classes fill up so quickly, and we have waiting lists for a lot of the classes. That I don't need to have an open house at this point because I hate turning people away.
Okay. What about like recitals, like, for the people that are all in a piano class or something like that? Do you have recitals or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. We have lots of music recitals. So piano, guitar, fiddle, mandolin. Clogging is another thing that we offer. So, they have a clogging performance at the end of the year. And we have a Chet little band that some of the kids that have already had instruments have come together and put together a little band. And so we have those different recitals coming up as well.
Okay. And then as far as like you said, you have a waiting list, a mile long. Are there other programs that, when you set out to make this, I'm sure it was from scratch, right? You just built it.
From scratch.
Like the first semester, how many classes were there?
So the first semester, there might have been about 20 classes.
Oh, okay.
And we had about 50 students.
Wow, that's still a lot.
Yeah,
for
the
your
very first year. And then the
Wow.
second year we doubled and we had 100 students. The third year I think we doubled again and we had to move to a new building. And so we average over the years anywhere from 250 to 300 students a year that come through the doors of Chet. And they're not there all at the same time because they're, like I said, the schedules are staggered and they can pick and choose. So, with one student may come at 9 o'clock in the morning and be gone by noon. Another student might not come till noon and then stay until the end of the day.
Okay. Now, did you model this program after another program, or how did you just, I mean,
Years ago, I have 4 children, my husband and I, and we sent them to a homeschool program that there was a lot of things I liked about it. But then I felt like things were missing. Like we were required to do the whole day thing. And my boys just weren't ready. They didn't want to be there all day long. So I did take some stuff from that I learned about. And then just thought, what else do I want? If there's something that I want my children to be able to learn, I would set up a class over the years for them. And then I figured somebody else would want to learn it too. And so that's how a lot of my classes began, is that what was it that my children would be interested in, or what would they like? And then we went from there.
awesome. Wow, that is amazing. Plus, I mean, since you had been praying about it, God had, just really took it.
Oh, right. And over the years, it's been in the very beginning, when you're just learning and you know nothing. Sometimes you try to do more things than you should, and you take upon yourself all this. And I learned young in this program that, okay, turn it over to the Lord. If I can't find a teacher, Lord, you got to help me find one, because He would bring the right person, and all of our teachers, first and foremost, I want them to have a relationship with the Lord. That is what's most important with all my teachers. And then we do, of course, the screening bureau to make sure that everything, that's just what you do nowadays. But if you want to find out more of who we are, go to our website. Our mission statement is on there. What we believe is on there. We're in a different world now, and so we're trying to stand strong on what God's word tells us to do.
All right. So you service Robertson County. What other counties do you have kids from?
We have kids from Davidson County, Cheatham County, Sumner County, Robertson County. They all encircle.
Are there some groups that just like carpool and they have a whole bunch of kids that come
No, but we do have families that do carpool, but not groups. I wouldn't say that.
Okay. I didn't know because, we're about 35 minutes probably from there.
Right.
So I could see where, some people might want to have a Robertson County group.
Exactly. And we do, like I said, we do have families that do carpool that. We have kids anywhere from 5 minutes away to an hour away that are coming.
Okay. All right. Well, we got 7 minutes left. Why don't you go ahead and give the website and phone numbers, that kind of thing, one more time?
Our website is www.chettn.org. And our chat phone number is 615-739-0940.
Awesome. Very cool. So I'm going to talk about a couple more calendar items. While I do that, you can think if there's anything else that we can add to this, because this is only the second time we've had homeschool as a topic here on WSGI that I know of. So I know that a lot of people are going to be listening and interested. But one other thing I wanted to make sure you all were aware of is the local library here, Stokes Brown Public Library, has a monthly board meeting that is open to the public. So this one will be on Friday, January 13th. And it's at 8:30 a.m., and we welcome people to come to that because, this library isn't just, I don't know, have you been in Stokes Brown? Okay.
I have not.
So it's not just a library. They do so much. They do computer classes, cooking classes. They have a fabulous computer lab where you can print 5 pages free every day of black and white as long as you're in good standing. I used to work there. That's why I know some of that. But, you can fax, and there's a notary. I mean, there's so much and so many activities. Rose is there. She's very popular. She's got kid programs where, they regularly bring in large, interesting animals. And, it's half the time when I drive by, the parking lot's full because there's some cool thing happening there. But anyways, all that to say that their board meeting is open to the public. And I think it's good to to go to that to see, what's coming down, and also just to give input, if you're able to, if you have an idea about something that, they should be considering. That's just a good way to get to know the board who make the decisions. And of course, also the executive director, Michelle, is at those meetings as well. So it is in the boardroom, which is on the first floor. And when you go into the parking lot, of course, at 8:30 on a Friday morning, the regular library is closed. So don't think, oh, the door's locked. I got my day wrong. Just go around. It's on the door on White Street on the side is open for just the board meeting. So you can go in there. So again, that is coming up Friday. I think Friday is the 13th. Can you see that fast on your phone? I just want to make sure because I am doing that out of memory. And so I want to make sure we don't send you on the wrong day. But again, it is open to the public, and it's right here in Springfield, Stokes Brown Public Library.
It is the 13th.
Okay, thank you. So Friday the 13th, nothing wrong with those. I was born on one. So 8:30 a.m. and public is welcome to go to that. And I just encourage all of you, it is a new year. You're making goals, get involved. You want to know what is being taught, and what is being said, and what are these, things that are being overruled by your alderman or whatever, what zoning, is there a bar going right up across the street from where you're teaching children, there's things like that are happening in our county, and we need to be more proactive and be going to these meetings and reading the agendas. A lot of things are videotaped as well, so if you can't go, at least see that, But I encourage you to go find out when your alderman or your city council meets, when your county commissioners meet, because some things get passed and all of a sudden people say, well, how could they possibly rezone? That's a state law. I don't know, but the alderman did it. So get involved and go to these meetings. You're different. There's a ton of meetings out there. So whatever you're interested in, we can show you, the little subcommittees that are meeting. So get involved this year. And homeschool is a perfect example of getting involved in what is being taught to your children. So obviously you want to be going to school board meetings if you can, but if you are ready to do the homeschool route, or you're already kind of starting it, this is a great resource that you can tap into. And I think that's wonderful that you can go to Chet for either just like 1 or 2 classes that day or the whole day. So right. Now when they do that, do they have to sign up for that whole semester that way?
You do. You actually sign up for the whole year.
Oh, okay. So it's a full year.
It is a full year that we sign up for.
Okay. So the electives or whatever are for the whole time?
For the whole year.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
that's good to know, because I didn't know if ever there was a time when somebody needed to do a drop-in. You know what I mean?
Right.
We
do not do that. Just
Okay.
because we need teachers to plan, and
Right.
they schedule out a whole year of 32 weeks of instruction, basically, over the whole
right.
year.
All right. 32 weeks. All right. And then I know you said that you have some teachers that do private lessons.
Right, and that's our music lessons.
The music
so
lessons,
you can get
okay.
one-on-one lessons with music.
And what if people have a special need in a certain, topic like math or something, they want a math tutor? Do you provide private lessons that way
Sure,
too?
we actually do have a lady that does math tutoring on site.
Okay.
And so, they usually just set up the time what works best for them.
Okay. All right. So that can be through your...
Right.
Okay. And then
Right.
that's right there at the same place.
At the same location.
Awesome. Very cool. All right. Well, we used up the whole hour.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't. A lot of times we have guests on for only 30 minutes, but I knew you were going to have so much. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you could join us. Thank you so much. And
Well, thank
I
you.
definitely want to go out for a private tour. I don't have to have children to do that, right?
Sure. Come on and see us. Come on and see
Because
us.
I'd love to be able to, tell more people about it and actually sound like I have been there and know what's going on. But
Yeah,
sounds like you have a wonderful thing there. And it sounds like they're going to really miss you when you retire.
Well, you know what? I'm looking forward to it, but I know it's going to be a happy, sad day.
Okay.
Definitely.
Will you still be around to do a little consulting?
Oh
or-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, that's good.
But,
and then who's the associate director that's going to be taking over?
Hannah Herndon.
Hannah Herndon.
Yeah.
Okay. And can you, let's see. Oh, no, we got to go.
Yeah.
I was going to say, well, we have a little background on her, but I can't because it is 8:58 and I still need to do a couple things. So thank you so much for joining us. And if
Thank you for having me.
All right. And if any of you have missed any of that, you can go to the WSGI Facebook site and you can watch the whole thing. And there is a place for comments. So you can reach out and send us comments and we can send them on over to Miss Vicki. And you have been listening to 1100 WSGI. I will be back tomorrow with Sean Haney Designs and also United Way. And then Friday, the Wild Doc will be in the house. So we still have some more stuff planned. And then, of course, U-Turn Laverne will be back this Friday morning at 7 o'clock for Faith Friday. So I hope you all have a great rest of the week. See you all at church tonight. And just make it a great day, make it a great week, make it a great 2023. God bless y'all.